How about that? Okay, share. We're going to go down here and we're
I
going to
know
go
it's like
share.
Christmas Carol in the background.
Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to hit the little screen mode here. And now it's probably bigger for everybody, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's what we're going to use is that right there. And let's see. I want this. I'm tinkering with my own settings here. Okay, let's do this. Theme was monochrome or black and white, however you want to say that. You may or may not notice I'm also wearing gray today, but this is only about a 12% gray for those that are keeping score. Let's see here. Judge was Richard Thompson. He's not with us tonight, which is one of the reasons why we're recording. And this was Class B. And we have Laura Baker. And this is a flower of sorts. So everybody's thoughts on that? I don't think she's with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you are?
I was
Okay.
here.
Okay.
It's an okra flower.
I like the spiraling in it. I'm just
Laura's
not
here.
concerned about the shadows. The shadows are a little distracting to me.
Right. On the bottom.
And on the right. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So it's beautiful.
But there's nice detail in the center and the petals itself are nice and sharp.
I would have probably zoomed in a little bit or edited a little of that shadow out, or just my opinion, and go right to the crux, which is the center of the flower, and leave the top half bottom. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Hey, Laura,
Yeah,
how much?
I think, go ahead. I think she did everything right in this picture.
She did what?
I love the shadow. I love the interest down below with all the little different shadow detail things. And I like the little black upper left-hand corner in the right-hand corner. I like it off center. What is that what is that flower?
It's a okra flower.
Yeah.
It
And
only
the-
lives
the-
for 20, it only lives 24 hours and then it's gone.
Oh, so you're in a hurry.
Wow.
So I think it's a beautiful capture, actually, in my opinion. It's nothing, it's just really got a nice, you didn't even blow out any highlights, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so nice job on that one, in my opinion.
Thank you. They're a beautiful flower. I didn't realize an okra flower looked like that.
Yeah, they're yellow, right, Laura?
Yes, they are. And the guy came over where I was shooting about.
So they turn into an okra and then the end of the flower drops.
Yeah. But like I said, it only lives 24 hours
Yeah,
and then the flower's gone.
It's a night growing plant.
Oh, they're the ones that grow up on the trunks of trees. Okay, and they open at night. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they're
it's a
pretty high up.
tomato
It's hard to get
nightshade.
one.
Okra is a nightshade plant, just like
Nice
tomato.
job.
This was Cheryl Bennett, I think. Yep. And this was one of the ones that got an award of excellence. And so this was taken, and I don't know how she got access, but this was taken at the lighthouse on Cape Canaveral. So
She
must have
works
been
there. She works there.
Oh, there. Oh, yeah. Okay. So she brought people in, got them passes or whatever. So that's it. Okay. Yep. I'm glad you reminded me because I had forgotten that.
Are they all on their toes? Yeah, they're all like
Yeah,
ballet
they're
dancers.
little ballerinas, like
Yeah.
These
I
are
could-
professionally trained,
hot nights.
you know. This is the weirdest photo to me. It just is. And as a result, I just can't figure out whether I like it or not. It's strange. It sure is arresting. You want to look at it all. But is it a good photo? Not in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really like how the girls are in a half a circle, kind of matching the lighthouse. You know, they're kind of arranged the way the lighthouse is. And I think that's interesting.
Curious how it was judged, like based on impact. It seems like it's very subjective.
If you look at
I'd love to hear
the,
the story of it because you've got a wide
Mhm.
range of ages, you
Mhm.
know. I think it is a dance class of some kind, but what the heck?
It looks like a Photoshop photo. I mean, you've got two different, it looks like you've merged two different shots together.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think whoever
not.
was taking the pictures said, okay, everybody on their toes, 3, 2, 1,
Mhm.
now, and then hit click. Because they're all on their toes, but I'm sure they
Mhm.
weren't standing there posing that way. I
Oh, no.
suspect,
And
I
so he-
suspect that was a 3, 2, 1 now kind of a thing.
Mhm.
they
So,
must have been playing some music to
Yeah.
get them all on the same toe level there.
yeah.
The one
And-
shadow up on the left-hand side there is kind of distracting. I don't know where
On
it,
the building.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it was taken on a sunny day, you could tell that.
yeah.
And,
Your eye
and,
kind of goes there for a minute.
Well,
and
I
I
mean,
like it.
the stairway does lead you right to the circle. I mean, it just
Yeah.
it's kind
I
of a
was just
nice
thinking
little
that,
wrap, but
John. Just
I
thinking
don't,
that.
I just can't. No, I don't know about this.
And back to the shadows, if you look at the girl who's kind of centered in the picture there, the right side of her face, left side to us, is kind of in is definitely in a shadow, and I think
Mhm.
it's darker than it could be. The girl next to her had the
Mhm.
same light on her, but it doesn't seem to be as pronounced for whatever reason. The shadowing, her face is better lit, so I don't know if there's anything they could have done other than have a reflector set up to try and take that out, but it's kind of a high contrast on a person's face. So, okay. Anne Goronsky, crystal swimming. Um, these are crystal fish of some sort. Not exactly sure where they're swimming, but I don't think she's here. Anne, are you here? I don't think she's here.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, you are?
No, that was me.
Oh,
Ah, jeez, come on.
come on, people. Don't be pulling your wool over my.
There was a place that had a bunch of things.
This is an example of a photo that doesn't work. It's
Right.
just busy.
Too
It's just
Yeah, it's
there's
busy and
highlights all
confusing.
over the
I don't know
place.
what I'm looking
Uh,
at.
Your eye just
Figure out what it
explores
was
the
doing.
photo and never really
I didn't realize
lands
these
on
were
anything.
single digit now.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just thought it was good abstract.
Right.
I think I agree with you. The fish are kind of interesting if you
Yeah.
just look at
Interesting.
one fish. Yeah, but it is
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
busy.
One fish. You're on the right track there, but the background of the fish is very distracting.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, John, you're right. I think I would summarize your comments in this photo is busy.
Yeah.
So, all righty, let's see. This one won an award. Dead lotus, whatever lotus is. What's a lotus? Anybody know?
Yeah, it's a flower. It's a flower pod. It's the center of a lotus flower, and they sometimes just the dead center of those are used by florists as
Yeah.
decoration in flower
Yeah.
arrangements.
Aren't they
Okay.
usually round?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're round and brown.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this, I said, "What the hell is this? Are they pupa from something or larva or
Oh, they look
whatever?"
like little worms emerging with two eyes, you see?
So is this a macro, guys? I mean, is this a macro?
Yeah.
It's definitely it's an extreme close up, and you can see little spider webby kind of things in it. But
Yeah.
I guess it's an example of a detail of something you wouldn't normally notice because we can't see that close. But that one in the center looks like a mole peeking out you. It scares you the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Lotus flowers for you.
This one disturbed me. I had trouble sleeping after I saw it.
Yeah.
You know,
In
and
fact, I'm gonna have trouble tonight again just because I saw that.
uh,
Da-da, da-da.
you know,
I'll email it to you.
Those little worms will be crawling out.
And Richard's comment
Doo-doo.
Richard's comment as the judge pointed out something that I don't know if I would have noticed. You have a circle in the middle, then you have another circle immediately around it, and then another circle outboard of
Right.
that. So it's like Richard pointed out, it's a series of concentric circles. It's almost too bad that it was broken. I mean, the outer circle was broken at the top. But he recognized it right away as a series of concentric circles, which may have been, the motivation for taking the picture. I don't know. So,
Yeah, no, I think it's very creative, to be honest with you. I think good for her.
Yep.
Thank you
those
for
are all,
not making me let me sleep, but otherwise, what the heck are in there? What are those things?
those are all pet worms, I think.
I think they're
They're
seeds.
probably seeds.
Seeds.
Worms? Who said that?
Pet worms.
Aliens.
Those are
Aliens.
seed pods.
Aren't you
Oh,
allowed to
man.
have pet worms?
Pet worms.
Here's a lotus flower.
All right. Let's see. Curtis, Enduring Sentinel, lighthouse with reflection and a boardwalk.
I can tell you where that's Bodie Island, isn't it?
Yeah, body is the way they tell me to say it.
Okay, Bodie Island.
Nice.
I did a painting of that one time, Curtis.
Oh,
Gave
Very
it to my
nice,
daughter.
Curtis.
Thank you. I don't think having it dead center helps a little bit. I mean, it doesn't really help so much. I love all the tones in it. I actually love the sky. The detail's great. I mean, which F-16 or something. But I would love to see it one way or the other. I don't care if there's a longer boardwalk, and so move the thing to the left just an inch or two.
I thought we saw it. Yeah.
I
but
kind
didn't
of
see that.
lost the whole left-hand side of the picture.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
put your
I-
hand over the left-hand side of the picture, then you've got a square picture with it off center. It's kind of nice.
yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
yeah,
Okay.
I can see that.
That would be beautiful like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice exposure, though. I love the reflection.
Mm.
And something poked its nose up into the water surface just as you shot it.
That was one of those pet worms.
Probably a dead lotus.
All right. Curtis, was there anything you could do, like this house on the right and this other one over here, that not the little one so much, but this bigger one? I mean, it's almost a distraction from the subject matter. And
I think so. I thought it was an addition, kind of nice. But
Funny, I didn't even see that house.
I actually did that. I did.
Which kind of goes to John's
I
point.
could use my
If
glasses.
it was, if the composition was shifted so that the left edge of the picture, left edge just takes that house out, but then you lose the boardwalk. So that's the unfortunate part about that.
Oh, yeah. No, I would move the whole thing to the left. I like the house in there because it gives it scale.
Yeah.
You know how tall a person is next to that lighthouse now.
Right.
I like that.
Good point.
And the house is also part of the lighthouse. That's where the lighthouse keeper used
It
to
is.
stay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's part of that lighthouse. Yeah.
See, now
Yeah,
I would have
John,
thought,
John, you were talking about cropping the left side of the picture, right? Correct?
Yeah, just a whole a left third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make
But,
it a vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting
also
that
pretty-
they have to spray that grass because there's an invasive weed coming in. So there was a big patch of brown there and a color picture, which was nice, except for that big patch of brown. And suddenly in black and white, you wouldn't know it.
Right.
yeah.
Nice. And what Curtis is standing on right now, there's a whole little dock area that a double-decker dock, isn't there?
Yep.
Where did you say this was?
On Cape Hatteras, Body Island Lighthouse on Cape Hatteras.
Curtis and Janae drove up there on a Sunday morning and drove back Sunday night.
Yeah, it was a day trip.
Wow.
How long did it take you, Curtis?
Pardon?
How long did it take? How long was the drive going?
We
I was
took a month.
joking.
We took a month doing a big circle.
Took a month.
A month? Oh, I see.
So it,
I was being
John was
facetious.
kidding.
That's the way
Oh,
to do
John
it.
was just kidding. Okay.
yeah, I mean, if you wanted to just go up to Cape Hatteras, it would be 2 days to get up there.
Yeah, that's a long ride. Come
We were
back.
on a long trip.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Mm.
He's so cute. Zebras are so cute.
For me, the face of the zebra is like a little too dark. You really can't see the eyes
Hang
very
on.
well.
Wait,
Odie.
zebra left. You insulted the zebra.
He's gone.
Where are we going here?
Maybe go the other way.
I've got to get back. I've
We're
got to
going
get back.
up.
There we go.
There we
I
go.
bumped into my space bar, which doubles as an advanced bar, and so away we went. Sorry about that.
Well, this whole picture is all about that out of focus foreground, which doesn't help.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
It just doesn't help. If you can't get your eyes off of it, because everything in the zebra's face is pointing at it.
Right.
And so it's a snappy picture. And I give him credit for shooting the face of the zebra, which most people don't, because that's a very interesting pattern on that thing. It just, I think the out of focus, whatever that is, just kind of interferes a little bit with what. Matter of fact, I just assumed it was cropped so that all you saw was a.
Right. I thought that was the crop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy,
yeah.
I mean, then you've got something very unusual. Just use your hand
at the nose, John.
Yeah.
That.
Crop it at the nose, right below the nose.
Just crop it where the window or whatever he's shooting through.
I don't know what was that, a bar or a window or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it might be the window of
the barn,
a tram he's on or something. But nonetheless,
yeah.
Just if you took a vertical picture and went from the ears straight down right to the end of the nose, or where it goes, and had that only as a vertical, that would be a very striking picture.
Right.
I think it would help bring the brightness down on the left side because that my eyes just keep going to that left side.
Yeah, that's why I say if you eliminate it, lighten up the contrast there, you'd be good to go.
Yep.
It's almost there.
He's got a nice fancy hairdo too.
Yeah. Mohawk.
Yeah, mohawk.
All right. Walter.
We know where this is.
We know this church. Every time we go to South Carolina, we visit this church.
Yeah, me too. It's an old sugar mill or something.
No, it was a real church. It was
it
was burnt by the English, and then it was burnt by the Confederates.
It's called the Old
Outside
Shelter.
of Savannah, right?
Looks like the sugar mills in Florida, but this was taken by our grandson. So it was a rainy day, but the light on this picture turned out pretty good.
They even have the priest buried on grounds there, 2 big tombs, his wife and himself.
This to me is a perfect example of a black and white, a photo that transitions to black and white very well. It really does. It's got the hard, deep blacks like in the fence, and the whites are not overwhelming. It doesn't blow out, and it's got lots of different shades of gray in it throughout. I just think this is a great black and white in my opinion.
It's a very impressive sight to a lot of weddings. The brides go there to take pictures,
I'll bet.
I like the clouds too. You said it was a cloudy day, and sometimes that really helps a black and white picture.
Well, especially since the clouds, it's not an overcast day.
Exactly.
You got some blue peeking through there, so it gives you that cloud and sky contrast. I just think this is a good picture.
It is.
The repeating patterns too of the
What
colors.
about what does everyone think about the fence in the front?
I have
Ah,
an issue with it.
Yeah,
yep.
it's a bit distracting.
I think that would be deleted from the photo and
You
be
said
a
the
more
fence?
impactful. Yeah, the fence, the black fence.
Right. That's
I,
correct.
There
I
are
think
other,
it's
there's other
distracting.
views you could take.
Yeah, you can go from the front of it or the other side, because I've taken
Mhm.
different views. From the back, I think there's no fence. So if you go to the back way, it's a big open arch.
right, but this particular view is only
Yeah.
one place, so yeah, I don't know if you can remove that fence with
You mean clean up?
Photoshop.
You
Yep.
can do a cleanup, yeah.
that I
Clean that up, shop. You might want to try that and suggest, Aiden, do that. Because you've got good contrast in the trees, black and white contrast. I love the dimensions of those columns leading into the structure itself on the
That's
left
going
side.
back to 1871.
No,
I
longer
think,
than
or
that.
even longer than that.
wait,
Well, the original building was in 1400s.
Ooh,
no,
Yes, it
too
was.
early.
They burnt. Twice that church was
16.
burnt.
Hey, Curtis,
yeah.
is that black fence all the way around that thing now so people can't walk into it?
Yeah, you cannot walk into it.
You cannot.
You cannot.
Yeah, you
Because when
used
I
to
was
be
there,
able
I
to
could
walk
walk in there. When I
Yeah,
was,
we
Jesus.
walked into it when we were there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could. Okay, never
it's
mind.
private property, so they pretty much do what they want to control people. And as long as we're well behaved, they'll keep letting us in there. But
But they do take care of it very nicely. The grounds are all professionally taken care of. We
yes,
always see somebody mowing when we're there. And
yep.
they're very, they're nice people that take care of the grounds.
That is the question on the fence. You can zoom in with your feet and just get your camera past the fence line and then zoom out with your lens or use a wider lens.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have that
that's pretty
option, but
close. That's pretty close though to
that's pretty
yeah,
close to, yeah, that's
yeah.
kind of what I figured.
that's as
So,
close as you're going to get. Yeah.
well, it's as wide as their camera's going to go. So if you zoom in with your feet, you're going to lose a lot
You're
of
gonna
the
lose it, yeah.
composition of
You could do a panorama, multiple shots, but
yeah, you could do that. There's
If you
always,
go, if you go the back way, there's an altar there. You can see it from the outside. You go the back way.
or we could have jumped the fence.
6.99 each from Domino's.
Sorry.
all righty, let's see what we got next. This one also won an award of excellence from Richard. And this is a Last Two Falls, the name of the tree. And, looking at it on my screen here, and I'm assuming you guys can see it pretty much the same way. Compared to what we were looking at Tuesday night, I knew there was a bridge or something back there. I knew there was something back there, but I couldn't pick it out with the projector and the screen.
Yeah, there's like a jetty or
It's a walking bridge is what it
a
looks like.
walking bridge, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it more distinctly now than I
Now.
could back then. Of course, I was towards the back of the room, but anyway, so it makes more sense now. Plus, it's off in the background, and it's almost like the fog kind of has taken over a lot of the background and subdued it, and the part of that walking bridge is subdued. So anyway,
Hey, Gordy, I was wondering, can we talk about what are the elements of composition that made it get a ribbon?
Yeah,
have
I'm
to-
not sure why.
yeah, you'd have to talk to Richard. He brought up the fact that it has, a series of dead tree branches on the right, and then similar dead tree branches on the left, which gave it nice framing.
Framing, right, right.
Yeah, and he said it had got good dark areas with this tree, and then the light areas. So, yeah,
I mean, I can find its
I don't know. So,
Well, first of all, the main subject is almost perfectly in a in a halo of lightness, and it really helps. If that was all gray and stuff behind there, it would really lie flat, but that thing really pops out of there with that natural light behind it. Then you've got dead sharp, beautiful, intricate limb structures on both sides, which hold it into the center. And then the soft gray bridge, taking your eyes all the way across the screen in the back with very nice, soft, in and out kind of gray shadows in the water or reflections. I'm telling you, this took me a minute to get it. I'm
Yeah.
looking around. If you've got a really good monitor, this thing really pops out of there.
Yeah.
And we don't have that ability at the club because we're just projecting. But on my monitor, and I better here now too, this is a very nicely composed picture.
And
There's
I
nothing
like how
really,
I'm sorry. It goes
No,
even
it's even
further
nice.
than the bridge too. It leads you all the way. It looks like a little hill in the back. So it just leads you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's beautiful.
It's
yeah, it's
beautiful.
nice.
Very well done.
By the way, that's not an easy picture to expose. I can tell you, if your camera is on a matrix metering, it's going to not have a lot of fun trying to figure out where how to meter this picture, and it's going to average everything. I think she probably used center weighted metering so
No,
that everything else fell off and let that tree be perfectly exposed, which is the way to do it.
Janae did that as a panorama of 3 different shots, I think.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
So they were, each part of this picture was,
Supposed to.
Oh, so it was stitched? Is that
Yeah,
what
this
they
is
yes, yes.
stitched, yeah.
So she exposed it at three different levels
Yeah.
in
And
the same
software
place, right?
there,
Okay.
So
I'm even more impressed then.
Yeah.
Well, that's what whatever she did, it worked.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Simon Van Meter, light and dark. He's got ample dark and he's got some bright light. So he's got both light and dark.
This one, it has light, it has dark, and neither one of them quite is exciting. In other words, the dark is so dark that the real interest is dead center, with the light behind it. Everything else just sits there. I think there's too much water in the foreground, probably. And then the sky is kind of nice, but just kind of. He's noticed it, and it is an interesting view. It's just almost there, almost. I think a little bit more interest in that gray part of the sky would have helped.
Right.
I'm wondering, John, if this was really a much better picture in color, and then when he converted it to black and white, it lost what it had, because I can see that orangish sun and the orangish rim on the clouds and the sky above having, orange streaks and so on. So I can see this in color a lot more than I can black and white.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's a good point, because you're taking a risk shooting sunsets or sunrises or
turning them
sunsets
into
in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good try.
Yep.
I like that he's trying. He's got some nice stuff, and the kid's working hard at it.
Yeah. I like him.
All right. Oh, who is this kid again? I can't remember.
So you got
No
that part
problem.
in the garage, right, John?
Yep.
What's
You
that?
see here, this photo looks on my monitor looks absolutely much better than on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a killer picture, actually.
Yeah.
And
Very good.
Tyler took that on the coast of California at a rest stop or a pullover panorama spot, and we wanted to get the background of the coastline in it, but there were posts and fences and human beings and blah blah blah. But he told me, he said, Papa, just go turn on the lights of the car, which I did. And then he timed, he photographed it, and then he did the Photoshop work on it. I
Nice.
said,
Nice,
just,
nice.
just make it black. And he did it. The only mistake I see in it, there's a couple, is my visor, or the driver's side visor is down, and it just annoys me to no end. And that highlight next to that visor bothers me too.
Yep.
But those are nits. He had the idea of a menacing looking car.
Remember that car, Christie? I think it was called Christine. It
Yep.
was a really evil car.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I
it's
remember that one. Yeah, we love that movie. Christine.
yeah. Anyway, he had a good idea and he did it, and so good for him.
Good
Excellent.
execution.
Turned out nice.
Yeah, he does these things himself. I'm not there to make sure he does it. He does.
Another one that won an award from Richard, Not a Yale. I thought that was a catchy title.
Yeah, the first thing I thought was of Yale University. I said, wait a minute,
Yeah.
something is not right here.
But I don't know if anybody else noticed it. I noticed it. But that lock is not locking anything. It's just hanging on the chain.
It is.
That chain just goes from top to bottom, and that lock is not holding anything to it, or
He
not
could
holding
retitle
anything.
it called Not a Lock.
Well, you could.
Yeah.
I don't think it takes away from the image, but I mean, it just, to me, I looked at that, I go, what is that lock doing there? Nothing. It's just hanging out.
I'll bet you that rusty chain looks pretty good in color.
Yes. Yeah, it probably
This is
does.
another example, Gordy, where I'm not so sure that the black and whites with that soft piece of wood in the front, I'm not so sure I would have given this an award.
That does nothing for me, that photo.
I think it's it's a different point of view, which I like.
Yeah.
Pretty
the
bright
wood,
background,
the wood to me is accentuates it nice, but there's too much of it. It's 40% of the picture, and I don't know, it's just to me, it just takes away. You could have repositioned the camera to have less of that wood in there, maybe. I don't know what the rest of it was, but I think the subject matter of the chain and the lock doesn't get helped much by the amount of wood that's in there. Yeah.
I agree. The balance is not.
Yeah. A little bit off to the side is one thing, but that's a lot,
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway. All right, let's see. Dallas done. River of Boats.
You know what's weird about this?
What?
Look at the cloud on the right-hand side. Does that not look like a giant boat?
It looks like a destroyer.
Looks like an aircraft carrier.
I was just gonna say, it looks like an aircraft carrier. Yeah.
Does.
That is crazy.
And it looks like a small, the love boat is coming in towards the carrier. There's the love boat is on the left.
Yeah, it could be.
Carrier is on the
This is a pretty picture, but the subject matter is too far away. It
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because you have anyone with any kind of eyesight problems, they're going to hardly see any of the boats out there.
Right.
But it's a pretty picture overall, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you need to crop the bottom quite a bit.
You can crop the left third and the bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. A lot of the problems that people have, and I've noticed it when we do our little reviews here, that cropping is an issue for people. I don't think that they experiment with it at all sometimes.
I think you're right,
Because
John.
more often than not, it's just not cropped properly. That's probably our biggest complaint, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think a lot of people say, well, I'll do all the cropping and composure in the camera, and what I get is what I got, instead of, and I think part of that might be people are just not comfortable in post-processing as comfortable as other folks are.
But that's so easy. If you took, first of all, breaking the rules by having things dead center as far as the subject matter. But if you took 2 inches, 1 inch above the horizon and 1 inch below, and and all the way across in a long panorama, then you've got your picture because you're eliminating all the things. It focuses your eye. So just take the whole top third off and the whole bottom
it-
third.
Yeah.
And it's
What you're saying
it's
is
a
make
real
it a
panorama, and it's kind of nice.
more cinematic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 2x3. It's standard right out of the camera size 2x3.
Like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to approach it, John. Maybe we'll chat at some point, but I think there's a lot of folks in the camera club that accept what comes out of the camera as the end, like I mentioned before, and they just either they don't have or they're not familiar or not comfortable with post-processing capability, and I think you're right. I think the biggest shortfall in club membership as a whole is too many people just take what they get out of the camera instead of working on it, post-processing wise.
What are some things that could be done, Gordy, in terms of post-processing, like curves adjustments or things like that?
Yeah, in this one or in general?
General?
Yeah, in general, highlight reduction or highlight and shadow adjustments. I find that I tinker with that. Not too much exposure wise. In other words, I might go a little bit, but mostly it's just boosting the shadows a little bit and reducing the highlights a little bit to balance them out better. And the other thing, Chuck's biggest thing is when pictures are not level. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that tweaks him to no end, but I always make sure that if there's a way to make it level or to figure out what I missed, I try and make it level. And that's one of Chuck's big things. But anyway, there's all kinds of things you could do. This one here, it's almost like this whole dock and everything on the right everything's a silhouette. It's almost like a silhouette, but it's not. And part of that might be because a lot of folks still take their pictures in JPEG instead of RAW, and that really limits what they do post-processing wise. So, but there's all this area, John, in the foreground. All this water doesn't add to the picture at all. It's and the same thing for all the sky. You could easily make this a 2-to-1 panoramic and have a much better image. Tell you what, hang on a minute here, folks. We're gonna
play with it.
We're gonna play with it.
Sounds like
We're gonna
play with workshop. Somebody could do a workshop.
It sounds like it could be. It sounds like it could be a workshop. Let me do a
quick workshop.
Let me do something here. I'm going to take this picture and I'm just going to screen cut it more than anything else. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to go up here and get this out of the way. So I'm seeing things you guys are not seeing in this control thing up here. Okay, so I want to stop share. And now I want to go to share. And I want to go to, do I have Photoshop open? I don't think I do. Darn it. I was going to open my Photoshop. And I can
probably ought to move that on.
Yeah, it'll take too long to do all that. So I'll just go back to where I was. So anyway, I was gonna try and do that live, but that's just a lot of time consumption. Maybe what I'll do is I'll set that up ahead of time to have these things ready for tinkering in Photoshop, and we can Photoshop live if
just so you know, Gordy, that on what program have you got there?
What program do I have where?
This what you just got out of. Was that PowerPoint?
Yeah. I'm in PowerPoint right now.
All right, just so you know, you could create a rectangle shape and fill it and it's the same thing as a crop.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
it now, but we'll.
You could, yeah, you could. I thought of that too as well, John, on a previous one, but the
Hey,
Photoshop
question.
allows you to tinker with it a lot more. What's that?
So, I mean, you got some great ideas there. Would it pay in one of these future peer reviews to take 2 or 3 of the photos that didn't win but had a lot of potential and just go through and work on them and show people what they could do to make them look better, crop them in, change the saturation, play with the shadows a little bit? It'd be a great learning experience to say, this is a great photo if you just did this, and it gives some people some ideas what to do to make it better. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but you wouldn't have to spend a whole bunch of time on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Glenn. And
Those
we
are
should
good
either
thoughts,
have a
Glenn.
workshop or have a meeting based on post-processing techniques and
Yeah.
ways to improve your photos simply. And
Right.
because
That-
almost
that's a-
everyone's got at least some ability to crop, no matter what your program is.
That is a great,
Exactly.
great suggestion, Glenn. The only thought I have is that if you're going to do that with 2 or 3 of the pictures of the 20 or 25 that we're showing here, half the people are going to want those 3 and half the people are going to want other 3. So you're going to you're going to have to do
Whoever's taking the onus of actually doing it should be the person that picks the 3 and tough to everybody else. I'm sorry, but I mean, if you could find 3 and say, boy, I really think this one would have been a great shot if you just did this. And
Yeah.
like you said, do a quick crop, maybe play with the shadows a little bit, the highlights, and I think that would be a great thing for those folks who don't have the simple common edits that are done. Not, you don't have to get real fancy, just some of the simple stuff.
Yeah.
Who in Florida hasn't taken a photo like this and come out with a photo like this? But if you showed us, just do this, you say, wow, I've got a dozen of those I could do.
Exactly.
Yeah, right, Kath, that's right.
The other thing, Glenn, is, I use Lightroom and Photoshop. There's other people that use Umpty-Ump, and there's other people that use Umpty-Ump. There's other programs, other software out there.
You could just make it a workshop and let people choose.
It would have to be very generic, like lighten the shadows, darken the highlights, that kind of a thing.
Exactly. But that, I think that's what you just said, is a lot
Yeah.
of people are missing the basics. And whether you
Yeah.
do that in Photoshop or on what is it, on one or whatever the others are out there, it's the same techniques, just different tools to do it. So, if you
Right.
stress the techniques and not the actual tools within the program, I think it would be a real
Yeah.
benefit if
How
you are
about if
seeing
we-
stuff.
how
But
about
at
if we-
But at the same time, if you're really curious about this, your own photos improve it, why are you not on this, or are you watching the YouTube afterwards? I mean, that's why I sit on every week, every month, is to see what I can do to make my photography better and, judging others. So, I mean, there is a degree of ownership to improving your craft.
Yeah.
How about if we did a tutorial? We've done 2 others earlier this year, one on composition and the other, and what we just to do a cropping tutorial. And what we could do would be to take non-winners from all of the previous, just take samples out of there, maybe 10
Right.
samples, and just show the original, and then show the crop, and then show them side by side, so that people will get it. But
Yeah.
we have to use actual samples of submissions. Don't make stuff up,
And especially if it's like you said, just a crop. Like we talked about 2 or 3 here that were a crop. There were others that were different. It wasn't necessarily the crop, but yes, if you're picking a crop or a lighten the shadows or darken the highlights, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I think that there is enough problem. I think if I had to say overall, the biggest issue of non-winners is their inability to compose their picture with cropping that makes it better.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
that's a
think,
good point, John.
I think it shouldn't even be a tutorial. It really should be a meeting so that 70 people can see it, rather
Yeah.
than a few people who attend the tutorials.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just make a big deal about it. And I think it would be, and you know, you could do, let's say 20 minutes on cropping, another 20 minutes or 30 minutes on composition, another one on saving files and resizing. I mean, we make a whole evening of post-production.
Yeah.
And I think that would be super helpful to people because you can do it live right on the screen, you know?
Yeah.
And when the other camera club I belonged to when I was in Atlanta, they actually put every picture up and the judge critiqued each one as we were going through it. So we had live judges at each one going through the critique. And what they had is they had pieces of cardboard and they just would place the cardboard over the picture. Said, now, if you cropped it like this, this is what would make it great. So it's the same type thing. People seeing the dramatic image, like you talked about cropping off a third of that lighthouse picture, which was a great picture. But if you're right, if you cropped off a third, it becomes an even better picture. That's something
Which
people.
camera club was this, Atlanta?
It was the Sweetwater Camera Club.
Sweetwater. Okay. Yeah, I lived there for 40 years. Sorry to digress.
That's okay.
Got tired of
Right.
grass.
Who's knocking?
Cheers.
I like this picture.
I like that.
I like it too.
I'm surprised this didn't win because, you know, I think that was shot with a cell phone. Donna, was that shot with a cell phone?
No.
Okay.
No, it was not. But the problem is that I was not as close as I would have liked to have been. So
zoomed in a
I
lot,
had to
though.
crop in a lot. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you get this, actually what's really kind of nice about it is that white rim on the whole right side of the limb going up all the way around the bird and up to the top. And it just acts almost like a little mini highlight. And I love the background, just this kind of a spooky background.
Yeah, well, it was
I
just
really like this picture.
it was so overcast that day, and but it was puffy, like like funny clouds, you know. It
Yeah.
was just they weren't defined. But you know, when I turned it to black and white, it was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what should happen. I love the background on this. It really.
Yeah. Did you darken all the edges or anything, or was that just the way it came out?
I did not put a vignette.
Yeah.
But I did do. I'm not sure what I did as far as
It looks like poster edges.
Yeah.
yeah, no. Yeah, no, I didn't do anything like that. There might have been a little bit of HDR there
From Topaz.
from Topaz, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like that white band that you're talking about, John, is an artifact from some kind of processing.
Yeah.
Not actual lighting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because like I said, I did it a while back and I just liked the look of it. So when we had the monochrome, I'm like, okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that this picture that the twig or the wood that the bird is on doesn't go out the top. It stops.
That's a good point.
You know, if that just went out the top, it would not be as good a picture. I think the fact that that's the top of it
And
and it's incorporated in the picture, I think that helps it a lot. It really does. And it's a good proportion. This is about a 2-to-1 vertical, and it's a good proportion. It's nice. I like it actually. This would look great in a matted picture frame, you know, with like a double matte or something with white and black.
Yep. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it would look good. I mean, visualize a double matte where the outer matte is black, the small 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch inner matte is bright white, and then this is in the middle of it. You'd hang that in your living room.
With
That's
pop
I really like
nice.
this.
Fun.
Oh, got another picture.
You can take orders for
Ah,
you. Really
there you
want.
go, man. Gordy's got it planned for y'all.
Yeah. Sell your photos.
I have matting for sale, by the way, if anybody's interested.
Black and white?
He works
Yeah.
at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, nice job. This is it. What else can you say? You can't. I got no more criticism on this one. Class A's. Marcia Kiernan. Hey guys, look over here. I wasn't sure what the heck what the title was all about until I noticed this guy looking the other way.
Yeah,
And that's, you know,
he's
that
not listening to
obviously,
them.
yeah, that's obviously a
Hey, guys, look.
Or
over
maybe
here.
he's the one
Yeah,
that's
he's
saying,
the
hey,
one.
guys, look over here. Why are you looking over there?
yeah, exactly. But I didn't catch that at first, but probably because I was half asleep or something. But this is actually pretty good quality as far as the black, you know, the
I
depth
think
of
it's
black. And this is nice.
I like it. It's a very good photo.
I think it's another example of a little bit of propping would have helped if you take away those hot highlights in the top of it. And
Yes,
just
yes.
Yeah.
it would have been a much
yeah.
better picture because your eyes go to the highlighting, not to those birds. You take
Right.
that highlighting and you take it out, and then that picture
think you're
becomes really interesting,
Right.
and your colors
Yeah.
are much more cohesive. Or your black and whites
Yep.
are much more cohesive.
Agreed.
You're right on.
I agree
Laura.
with Laura. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it could do with some foreground cropping as well. That out of focus house
Yeah,
is
a
not
little
so
bit.
great.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not so sure this is a great black and white subject. I mean, okay, I'm sure it was shot in color, and I'm not so sure I don't think making it a black and white makes it a better picture in this particular case. I think
Yeah, mine is that way too, John.
Yeah. Okay. I'll move on.
All righty, let's see.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, Mr. Saxophone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very nice, John.
Yeah, this was
What?
it's just an iPhone portrait thing. They do all the work. It does all the work. It separates the guy from the background. That was literally a busy background right in the middle of Cocoa Village on the stage at the beer garden. I was walking by with Julie and listened to him for a minute, and we made eye contact, and I held up my cell phone and he nodded, and I took a photo. When he was done, I sent it to him, and he was like super grateful because he loved it. I shot 3 or 4.
How close were you,
It's a
John?
nice little connection, and it was a nice little subject. So
Yeah. How
Hey, John.
close were you?
Portrait mode, John, was it?
yeah, portrait mode on
Portrait
the
mode.
On your
this
iPhone?
photo,
On the,
Gordy, the bottom
on
part
the
of the
div
photo is
of Kenzie.
cropped out for some reason. Is your PowerPoint thing
No,
cropping it?
that's it. This is what you sent me. This is the PDF.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
you sent me the PDF, so this is it.
Not so sure. I'll look at my original because there was definitely more of the front horn a little bit in there. But anyway, that was a simple picture. I didn't do much to do it. The phone did the whole thing basically.
That's the image, John, that was shown at the meeting.
I went to portrait. Yeah.
What's that?
There.
How far away were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 6, 7 feet. You know, I'm right in front of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know,
John,
when here's what I do. When you've got a photograph of a person, and you're going to photograph them, and well, he was a little bit above me, but I always back up to shoot at 5x or at least 2x. You don't want to shoot at 1x. It just kind of distorts it. Those are small little wide angle lenses. And so the 2x and probably 3x, 4x, they flatten out the background just like a telephoto lens does.
Right.
So a little tip for people is if you're going to photograph a person, you're fairly close to them, back off and zoom and let the camera zoom in a little bit. You don't lose any detail. This was shot I think as a raw, I can't remember. It may be a raw file, but it's 48 megapixels.
Wow.
This doesn't look like it. This looks more like a standard JPEG, but the capability is there on some of these phones.
Yeah, that's what I use now is my iPhone. I don't use the camera anymore.
Right.
Hey, John, when
This is how it works, that it's not always successful, especially with hair. In this particular case, his hair worked fine.
Yeah, his hair's got beautiful highlights on the top, you see?
Well,
Yeah.
did he have a spot on his hair? I mean, coming up above him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just sunlight because it was
The sunlight. Okay.
standing out on a stage. And the other thing that I'll tell people that while I got his permission and he's playing music, I moved my camera sideways. I did a motion thing. I shot forward and back. I shot about 6 or 7 shots right off the bat. Click, 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 click. Because why not? Don't shoot one.
Right.
Dutch the camera a little bit and come in and out and then show them all of them. And then you make this connection. The guy was very happy. So, because when's he going to get a photo like this?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, John, when on Tuesday night, I was sitting next to Deb Colangelo, and when this one came up, she said that the title should be Black and White and Blues.
Yeah, probably a better title.
Not Black and White Blues, but Black and White and Blues.
That's a very good point.
That would be a much catchier title, and it would, because it's black and white, but it's blues all over,
Good idea.
I like that.
And this was taken in the daytime?
Yeah. About 6 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock, something like that.
All right. Good job, John.
Yep.
I know exactly where this is. I don't think Betty's not with us tonight, is she?
She was at the meeting. I was glad to see her at the meeting.
Yeah. This is in Cocoa Village. Village. Yeah. This is down one of those roads in Cocoa Village where kind of an inlet off the street. Because I got this exact same picture in color that I didn't think of making into black and white, although I should have. But anyway, I know exactly where this is. Yeah, Cocoa Village. So I like it myself. I think it's straight. It's got great contrast with the blacks, and the whites are not overwhelming. I like this picture.
Very detailed. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice textures to it, and it's got a lot nice curve.
Yeah.
That's why it's called
second curves.
I liked it. I liked it a lot, except the one curve that goes into the arch. I wonder if you could have stepped in and aside a little bit and maybe separated that. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of overlaps it a little bit. If you'd
right
and 1.5 steps to your left, then that it's like it's a flower pot holder thing. That would have been against the wall instead of against the arch. Yeah. Whoops. Somebody's feeding back. Who's feeding back? Oh, it must be Stuart.
It's not me.
Why not? We can blame you.
All right. Any other comments? I like this one. All right. Notice on this one, okay, that the ribbon for excellence is flipped to the other side.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody was going to catch that.
Very good.
Yeah. I gotta I'm self-entertaining. I'm sorry, but I thought when I was putting these ribbons on, I thought, ooh, this one's flipped. So I put the ribbon on the other side. Sorry, it's just the way I am. I'm self-entertaining.
Hogwarts.
Yeah. This I just love this photo.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why he flipped it.
I flipped it. Yeah. So the other camera club I belong to, they always talked about if the train's curving away like that, your eyes follow from the left and go out to the right. Where if the train's coming into you, it kind of keeps your eyes and your focus in on the photo. So that's the only reason I flipped it.
I like the way it's flipped. Because I can see the engine.
But he didn't think of it.
But I didn't think of those numbers.
Oh, you didn't think of it that way. But I can see engine. Engine is the most important part of the train, the steam and all that. That's pulling you throughout the picture.
Yeah.
But it all would have been there if it was flipped the other way. It just would have been on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're trying to make it fit into some sort of wherever you're going to hang it in your room, unless you're trying to make it fit with the rest of the surroundings, I don't see a need to flip it. I mean, that's just me, maybe, but other than that, I think it's a great picture.
Yep.
It is.
The textures in it, was this some that
I
you
like
used, Glenn?
What was that?
Is that a filter that you used in post-processing or the filter?
No, I just got in there. I mean, I was in Photoshop and I played with the texture and the contrast a little bit, but it was all the standard basic things you do in Photoshop. I didn't use any kind of filters on it.
Yeah, I just love it. It's very, in my opinion, arty. Very nice.
Great photo.
Thank you.
Nice picture. Very nicely done.
Right.
And Stuart's going to tell us all about this one.
Well, I envisioned this photo exactly how you see it. That's how I envisioned it. This is obviously at Pineda Causeway. You guessed it. And I keep passing it on either going to the beach or, somewhere else using Pineda, Causeway. And I said, man, I just got to shoot that. It's simple. And that's how I envision.
I love it. I've taken several like power lines down a ways like that. One in Alaska, it just draws me, and that being in the water, it's just beautiful. It really is cool.
Thank you. Nice.
Is that like going over to Patrick?
Yeah. If going east, it'd be obviously the north side.
Okay.
And I swung around and I carefully pulled off carefully. And then I went down the little ravine and I set my tripod up. This was a little bit of a longer exposure. Camera on tripod and shot it. It's straight. I had it shot in color, converted to black and white.
And you can tell us why the power lines come along like this without any problem, and then all of a sudden dive down and go underwater, right?
Yeah. You told me about that one.
I think that makes it interesting that it ends before the water does. I think that makes it interesting.
And it's a transmission line. It's a transmission line that doesn't get underwater much.
The reason why is because this is near the end of the runway at Patrick, and they can't have these power lines just continue, because then it would go through the airspace that is part of the glide path for the runway. So they had to stop the power lines here and dive down, go underwater. Much more expensive to put it underwater, but they had to keep that approach corridor clear for the runway, and that's the reason why it's this way.
Any ways do you think that I can improve this photo in any way, guys?
Well, Stu, I like the fact that it's a land, panorama.
Panorama.
And I like
Good cropping.
Thank you.
It's about a 1 to 3, isn't it? Or 2.5, 1 to 2.5, 1 to 2.
Right.
Nice shades of gray in the water.
Yeah.
I like it.
I didn't make the sky pitch white either for a reason.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Can I comment on that one?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Back where you, Gordy. So what's interesting about this, and we all see this every time we go over the Pineda Causeway, telephone poles in the water. It's like,
Yeah. Like wild.
But I don't know. I guess since I'm so familiar with this doesn't do much for me because I like no I don't know whether if there was a plane taking off down there or something. It just leads me to nowhere.
How about a boat? Would that interest you more? If there was a boat, right?
I don't. It's telephone poles in the water, which by itself is like, okay, what are those doing in there? That looks dangerous. And but I don't know whether the whole far right side needs to be there. I wish that was way off to the, just cut that whole right white area down and start the photo with that three.
Right.
Something needs to be uncentered and weird on this photo. That's my
gotcha.
All
right.
Just block off the right-hand side there and look how much better that is.
Yeah. Okay. That helps me.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. I like the simplicity of it. That's for sure. Okay, go ahead to yellow legs.
Steve Van Meter with lesser yellow legs. I don't know what lesser means. They're not as yellow as other people's legs. I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's not as yellow. Lesser yellow legs. To me, it would mean less yellow in the legs, which goes to say that most of the birds probably have more yellow legs.
No, that's not.
Well,
It's the size. It's the size of the bird.
It's yeah.
Well, it's a black and white. You're not going to get much yellow anyway.
But I think they use them like lesser terns, like that's
that's exactly right. It's there's different species, and this one happens to be probably maybe a little smaller than another one or something. They're all shorebirds. Look at the beak on it.
Bottom line, it's a beautiful picture. It's so clear and sharp. It's gorgeous.
It is stunning.
Great textures too. It's a nice separation of black and white. Like the pitch that the bird is at, right? Very nice.
It's awesome, and I like the horizontal water ripples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to comment, John.
Spoka, right?
I didn't know what they were, but the background is not distinct, but it's there. If this was just on a plain white, it would not be as good a picture. But it's got that background ripply stuff out of focus that just gives it. It gives it depth. Yeah.
Actually,
you don't see the background, but you see the background.
Right. Exactly. It gives it depth.
I assume the background was water, right?
It is water. It's just water. But I would actually like to see that mid-tone gray, that light gray in the foreground or right behind the bird. Now, I'd like to see that lightened up quite a bit, actually. But because that thing would come forward out of it.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. All righty.
But that's an incredible capture, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is for sure. Okay, Chuck's Nana, who's 100 years old.
No, I asked him about this. It was someone that was the guy.
It was in Italy.
Oh, Chuck's here. Okay. But the guide went in and brought her out, right, Chuck? This is a perfect. This is the way portraits are supposed to be done. She's framed, beautifully lit. There's detail in the shadow areas, not only on the door, but the threads of what she was on her black sweater, the details of her hands, and just the triangle formed with their hands and their face, and the verticals holding in there. I mean, you can't get much better than this.
Oh, you could. That's a perfect photo.
I like her hand touching. Is it a railing?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny you mention that because on Tuesday night when we were looking at the projector, it wasn't quite as distinct as it here on the monitor. And Deb and I both looked at that. We thought she was holding a skateboard at first.
No.
I thought it was paint.
when we looked at it, I said, "Oh no, that's a railing."
Oh, it's a
Really,
railing. Yeah.
yeah.
Look at the lighting on her face. That's an overcast day.
Yeah,
And that's just, it doesn't get better than that, man.
There's nothing to take on that.
that is a, yep, that's a great shot.
Chuck, can you enlighten us anymore? I guess not.
I don't know if he's still here or not.
I don't know.
I think he was
God
there.
bless you, Nona.
Yeah, no, that looks
He
pretty good.
was here earlier, but anyway. All right, Pat,
That's mine.
only imagine.
Ooh.
This shot was while we were in Tucson this year. Peter was driving and we zoom cast it. I took the shot and that was the shot from my iPhone.
In the car, moving.
From the car, moving.
Moving.
Yeah.
Crisp.
Pat, I don't think that bluish tone helped it. I don't.
You know, I tried to darken that and it came out blue and I didn't realize it until I submitted.
But doesn't a real just
Because it was a dark brown.
Yeah, but just the black and white didn't work for you?
No, because I had it in color. I was converting it.
Yeah, but still, just
yeah, still.
Yeah, I had the face
black.
was brown, and I was trying to make it black, and it got blue.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's an arresting picture, isn't it?
It complements the blue sky.
Yeah.
Like the triangle. Huh.
Yeah, and that's.
If I take out a lot of
right
the background, it makes it better because it's just.
If you do what? If you do what, John?
All the stones and stuff in front, just crop it where the line is of the
base,
the background of the base of the thing, and look at.
Yeah.
So now you're looking through to the background rather than
right.
Yeah.
See the foreground is holding you back.
Right.
A little bit.
The white, is that water or just some kind of
it was some lake or something. They don't have much water there, but that was a lake.
You're up against that lake, and that's where your picture starts. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're looking through, it's a vehicle to look at the background.
You know, the other thing I would do, John, and Pat, back to cropping, is I would crop about an inch off on the right. Just 1 inch or thereabouts.
Get rid of that post.
Right.
Not even that far, but the end of this fence post right here, if you can see where my mouse is, right around there. And then what you have is you have a figure of a face looking into the picture, because right now it's just dead center, but you've got
center, and I wanted to break the rules by keeping it dead center.
Okay.
So Peter, next time just stop the freaking car and let her get out.
Oh no, he does not stop for me to take a photo. I have to take it from I took photos from a moving train at 145 miles an hour in Spain.
Sounds like my wife.
Just think about you getting out and walking up and being able
to.
Oh,
I would have loved to do that, but we were gone in seconds by the time I took that photo.
I'll tell you one thing, and Julie is awesome about that. Whenever I pull over, no problem.
No problem. Oh no, that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right.
Well, I'm going back to Tucson next year. I'll make sure I correct that photo.
Tangled. I absolutely love the title.
That is an awesome title.
It's a ficus tree at the over in Sarasota at the Botanical Garden, the Selby Botanical Garden. And this particular image doesn't look as it has as much dynamic range as it did when I submitted it. I was trying to get more blacks and whites and grays.
Yep.
Yeah, your blacks could stand to be a little bit more intense or a little bit deeper blacks. But other than that, I don't know as if I would make the whites any whiter. I think it's just the blacks could stand to be a little bit blacker. A little bit more contrast, I guess is the way to say it.
I
I
decided
love
to
it. I love
follow
the
some
picture.
of
I
the
love the
advice-
title.
I decided to follow some of the advice I've been hearing and try to get close to the subject, and
Mhm.
really focus in on the tangled mess that's there.
Peter, I don't think left and right at the top needs to be there either. That background, you don't need it
This
because
here.
it's all about the roots.
Right.
Roots, yeah.
And just by just taking
Or
that
darkening
there,
that. I
all of
would
a sudden, now you're exploring the roots a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, part of it though was the way the roots come into the base of the tree. I didn't want to lose,
Yeah.
There's some really interesting
mean-
curves up there.
What
Yeah.
if you just darkened that part?
Yeah, that's true. I could darken it.
Yep. Yep.
Just like the Maserati, you just take the upper right and the upper left out, make it black, and it would go a long way.
Right. Right.
If you do that, you're going to have a whole lot more black contrast in the front.
Right.
Otherwise,
It would be it would be interesting to see what that would look like if you had used portrait mode on your camera.
Yeah.
And then manipulate some of the color, the scheme of it.
But portrait mode doesn't.
I don't think portrait mode would have worked on that.
It only.
You lose the tangling.
Well, it generally works only with faces.
Faces, yeah.
Well, I've used it with plants and flowers and stuff, but I guess you can consider that a face.
Once
But
in a while, but it's fun to experiment with it. So yeah.
Yep.
And you're right, Laura. Maybe it would be awesome. Who knows? Try it, right? It's easy.
Nothing like
Yeah, what's the worst thing you do? You throw it away. The picture's out there.
Delete.
Yeah. Very nice, Peter.
So we're gonna go aim it at the.
Peter.
This is cool.
I love this picture. I love this picture.
Yeah.
What is bad about this? I couldn't believe this didn't win something. I mean, just what's going on? Lights and darks and human interest, slight movement, and shadow.
Yeah, you're wondering what he didn't like.
Wow, this one to me is like, wow. It's got high lit people from the back. It's got silhouettes. It's got a side that doesn't interfere. There's detail on the right side under the columns at the top. There's detail on the columns lit on the left. I mean, this is a supreme black and white picture, in my opinion.
I like the columns on the left. I mean, they just almost
Right.
glow. I mean, they're just the way the look dark and light.
It's powerful. It takes you in and out of this photo. The detail. Look at all the people.
Great
Crazy.
contrasting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
I can see this.
It looks like she might have blocked out like the white areas in between the columns.
Yeah, something was
I
done
think
there.
I think she did some work there
But
to take out whatever was.
this was the best.
If you look right up here, and at the top part, you see the kind of the hint of some tree there. So I suspect it's just blown out.
That was the best photo of the night, I thought.
Yeah,
I could see this in a movie somewhere. It's very, very striking.
It is.
It is.
It's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
There's scale, there's power, there's depth. Man, if you want a black and white, there it is.
And I like the title, Pillars of Time.
Yeah.
They were pillars of the community.
Very good. Tim Hunt, the lion stare.
I think that he's at Brevard Zoo. He looks very familiar. He's getting around.
I don't know if I have anything bad to say about this one.
Yep. Beautiful.
That's beautiful too.
This is a nice, well cropped, well composed, sharp. Look at you can count the hairs on his.
That was us.
What was that movie? You can count the hairs on his hand. I can't remember the movie, but
I love his eyes.
Beautiful eyes.
His
Yeah.
eyes, they look like they're
Eyes.
looking right at you.
Eyes are sharp too. Yeah. Oh, this is a good shot right here.
And I bet it's much better in black and white than it would have been in color.
Color, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know what? You know what this would be good in? A sepia.
Yeah.
A sepia,
I like
a sepia
this too.
treatment. Black, it's, well, you know what I mean by sepia, right? The sepia treatment, I think this would look good in. But anyway. All right. Oh, God.
Oh, there you go, Gordy.
There you go.
Hey, Gordy.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful picture. I
Yeah.
just can't get over that bird behind it. It
Why?
looks like, because
like he just laid him. He just made him.
It's like he's
he's waiting in the wings.
I know what she's gonna say.
This was actually better in black, in color, because all this business here and his claws, that's all ripped apart fish, and so it's
I
all.
know it's so. I was looking at that to see what it was.
Yeah.
If it was a tree or if it was a prey he had there.
No, that's his meal. That's his fish, and he's
that is
chomping
gorgeous.
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think the other bird is a little distracting now that you say it.
Yeah, that's what I say. My
This
eye
one's beautiful.
Yeah.
can't go over to it. And Gordy, you're good at putting things on the right side, looking in. I think the bird, your main subject, a little bit too far into the picture.
Yeah, I think you're right, John.
But I think you would like this picture a lot better without that other bird back there, because it just it looks like poop or something. I'm not really sure what it looks like.
Yeah, that's why it looked like he just pooped a bird.
No, the poop aligns the other way. Poop would align the other way. That's how I knew that was not poop.
It does fit the title of the photo, though.
Waiting in the wing. That's it.
You'd have,
Okay.
you'd have
I get that. So you can make a case either way. In my opinion, I think the bird's too far left, and I think that the other bird just it does work with the title. I'll give you that. It just
Just waiting for him to drop that fish.
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen
tell you one thing,
bird
John.
be bigger.
The image came before the title, so let me leave it at that.
I tell you, boy, it's a wicked capture of an osprey. I'll tell you that. I love that rickety wood he's standing on. Looks like it could go at any moment.
Look like
I like
second.
I like the composition,
That was
Gordy.
500 millimeter lens, so it's just it was a ways away. That's all.
Yeah. Very
I
nice.
just crop a little bit off the top and make the bird bigger because that bird is spectacular.
Yeah, beautiful
And then,
bird.
like I said, lose the other little bird. But yeah, that's a great picture, though.
Right. That's a good point.
All righty, moving right along.
Yeah, I left it on here. Oh,
Wow,
this is
nice.
the buffalo. He's taking a swim or he's taking a bath. One of the two.
Cooling
Look
down.
at those teeth. That's
You
Beautiful.
could enter this guy in September for water.
Well, first of all, I talked to Kemp. This is in the Indian River.
Yeah.
Only kidding.
Indian River.
I'm just kidding.
Buffaloes in there.
All right. No, this one would help a little less top, less of that.
And
It's a
bottom.
pretty wicked picture. I mean, I'm not so sure it's better in black and white than it is in color, but he shoots very detailed, sharp pictures. I mean, his lenses are very good, and this is a good example of it. The reflections are great in the front, really, really nice. I just don't like about the top inch of that thing, couple inches. Again, there's a very good example of a terrific picture which would be made better by a judicious cropping. Very good example.
I like how low the photographer was too.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point of view is excellent.
He probably handed the camera to Betsy.
Ah. Was this like shot a boat of some sort? Obviously, they were in the water.
Could be, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably just lowered to his knee or something and shot because
Right.
that's the way to do it, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he was in the water with him.
What about?
I hope not.
No, I hope not.
I'll tell a little story here. I was in
That's
South.
some nice teeth there, I can tell you that. He
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
have to go to the dentist.
he's swimming back from the dentist, I can tell.
Nice.
Is that
Nice
his
teeth.
teeth though?
Yeah,
Is that
his
teeth
teeth.
or is that his?
No, that's
it
his
is teeth.
teeth. Look
Look
at
at
his
that,
teeth.
yeah.
It's sharp. If you
I thought it would make a great denture commercial.
yeah,
I did too, yeah.
I think I'll take that to my dentist the next time I visit.
So I just zoomed in on this image and it looks a lot
It looks
better.
great if you zoom into it and you take
You
that
see
whole
more-
background out.
You see more of the detail of the face.
Yeah. it's
Peter,
got
I
a
think
lot
you're
of
right. I mean,
highlights.
this is a case where go after the subject and
Yeah.
let it fill the frame, because then it's like super powerful.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I like that
See,
one.
that's the
That
way
right there
we should
looks
have
good.
presented it. Yeah.
Great, it's a great photo.
All right, move along.
Right.
That's
And
it.
I think that does it.
I think that does it. Yep.
I think that does it for anyway for the pictures. But good comments by everybody. Good comments.